Hi mga kawawmat, in this video we will discuss the special right triangle theorems. In this video, we will illustrate and explain the conditions of special right triangle theorems, and we will solve problems involving special right triangles. So before we proceed to the theorems, let us first identify the parts of a right triangle. So pag meron po tayong right triangle, so dapat para ma-consider natin siya na right triangle, you must have the right angle. Okay? And then the sides of your right angle are the legs. So yun po yung tinatawag nating legs. And the side opposite your right angle is your hypotenuse. So ito po palagi ang parts ng ating right triangle. You must have the right angle, the sides of your right angle are the legs, and the side opposite your right angle is your hypotenuse. Now, meron tayong tinatawag na special right triangle theorems. We have the 40-45, 45-45-90 triangle theorem, and the 30-60-90 triangle theorem. So, ano ba ang difference nitong dalawang triangle theorem na to? So, based dito sa ating name, we have 45-45-90 triangle theorem. So, ito rin po yung tinatawag nating isosceles triangle theorem. Why? Kasi pag sinabi natin 45-45-90, ibig sabihin yung dalawang sides niyan congruent. We have two sides of the triangle that are congruent na kung saan yun po yung ating legs. Okay? So, if two sides of the triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite these sides, so ito po ang angle na opposite sa kanya is this angle, man ayun. So, kung congruent po yung dalawang sides, then ibig sabihin, opposite ang congruent. So, ano ang sukat nitong dalawang angles na to? So, kung ito ay 90, ibig sabihin, itong dalawa, complementary angles yan. So, para maging congruent sila, ano po ang sukat nitong dalawang angles? Then, they are 45-45. So, in this theorem, we have 45-45-90 degree triangle theorem. So, how about 30-60-90 triangle theorem? Ano naman ito? So, kung meron tayong triangle, ito naman po yung dalawang sides natin ay unequal. Ibig sabihin, hindi yan congruent. So, kung hindi congruent yung dalawang sides mo, kasi based nga dito sa name niya mismo, na 30-60, yung dalawang angles ay hindi congruent. Hindi kagaya po nito. So, dito, yung dalawang sides po natin ay unequal. Hindi po yan congruent. So, kung hindi sila congruent, ibig sabihin, itong dalawang angles na to, they are also not congruent. So, if this is 60 degrees, complement siya nito. So, kung 60 ito, ibig sabihin this is 30 degrees. Okay, so as you can see, magkaiba po ang measure ng angles natin. Unlike this one, they are both 45-45. Now, pagdating sa 30-60-90 triangle theorem, meron na rin po tayong dalawang klase ng legs dito. Hindi lang po siya kagaya nito na leg lang po ang tawag natin. So, kapag magkaiba po yung angle natin, so 30-60, okay, ang leg po natin, hindi na po yan congruent. So, meron na tayong kino-consider dito na as our shorter leg and the longer leg. Okay? So, ito hindi naman natin ito mako-consider as leg because this is always the hypotenuse. The side opposite your right angle, that is always your hypotenuse. Now, ano ba itong shorter leg and longer leg? So, paano natin malalaman kung alin ang shorter at longer leg dito? So, kung meron kang 30-60, kasi kung sa 45-45, wala kang problema. Wala tayong shorter and longer leg dyan since congruent yung angles. But when it comes to 30-60, we already have the shorter and the longer leg. How will you know? Kung ano po yung smaller angle, so you have to identify the smaller angle. So, since this is the smaller angle, since this is 30 degree, automatic, the side opposite your 30 degree angle is your shorter leg. And automatic, this is already your longer leg. Okay? So, tatandaan, dapat kapag given po yung 30, 60, 90 na triangle, dapat po alam natin, you must know how to identify the shorter leg. Dapat alam nyo po kung paano malalaman yung shorter leg. So, it is always opposite the 30-degree angle, since your 30-degree angle is your smallest angle. Okay? So, now, what if ganito po yung angles natin? So, nandito po si 30 degree, and then nandito si 60. So, paano mo malalaman yung shorter and longer leg? So, again, sabi ko, the shorter leg is always opposite your smallest angle, which is your 30 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, kung dito si 30, ito si 60, ito ngayon ang shorter leg mo. And this is your longer leg. Okay? So, tatandaan na kapag meron po tayong 30, 60, 90 na triangle, automatic, the shorter leg is always opposite the 30-degree angle. Dapat alam po natin i-identify ang shorter leg. Let's have first the 45, 45, 90 triangle theorem. So, ano ba ito? In 45, 45, 90 triangle, the hypotenuse is square root of 2 times the length of the leg. Okay? So, para daw mahanap natin ang hypotenuse, yung length ng ating hypotenuse, magbe-base tayo sa leg. Okay, so dapat given yung leg mo. So kung ang leg po natin, let us represent our leg as x. Para makuha daw po natin yung hypotenuse, for us to find the length of our hypotenuse, you have to multiply the leg, which is x, times square root of 2. Okay, so for us to find the length of your hypotenuse, the leg of your 45, 45, 90 triangle must be given. Kasi po, dyan tayo magbe-base. Yung leg natin, which is your x, ita-times po natin sa square root of 2. So our formula in finding the hypotenuse of a 45, 45, 90 triangle, the leg, your x, the leg times square root of 2. Now, what if hindi given yung ating leg? So, ang given ay yung hypotenuse at ang pinapahanap sa atin ay leg. So, paano naman kukunin yun? So, reverse lang po. So, para mahanap natin yung leg, kung ang given ay hypotenuse, so, yung hypotenuse which is given, i-divide lang po natin kung saan natin siya tinay. So, divide by square root of 2, i-divide naman natin si hypotenuse by square root of 2. So, let me repeat. For us to find the length of your hypotenuse, leg times square root of 2. Kapag given naman sa hypotenuse at leg ang hinahanap, so the leg is equal to the hypotenuse divided by square root of 2. Let's have an example. So, I have here, you are asked to find the length of your hypotenuse. So, in this example, hahanapin po natin ang length ng ating hypotenuse. So, para mahanap natin ang hypotenuse, that is equal to the leg times square root of 2. So, dapat given yung length ng iyong leg. So, since given naman ang length ng mga legs natin, makukuha natin sa hypotenuse. So, your h is equal to the leg, so 4 times, so times square root of 2. So, since wala naman tayong dito, number, so ibig sabihin, your hypotenuse is 4 square root of 2. Okay, so 4 times 1, this is 1. Okay, so 4 times 1, that is 4, so 4 square root of 2. So, your hypotenuse is 4 square root of 2. Next, in this given, we have here, our leg is 10. Okay, so your leg is 10, so the leg 10 times the 10 times square root of 2. So, that is 10 square root of 2. So, this is 10 square root of 2. Next, so, paano naman kung yung leg ninyo ay may radical? So, paano natin gagawin yan? Same procedure. So, leg times square root of 2. Okay, so, we have the hypotenuse. Your leg is 8 square root of 2 times square root of 2. Okay, so paano natin siya kukunin? We have, paano ba tayo nagmumultiply ng radical? So, na-discuss na yan during the second quarter, ang ating radicals. Okay, so i-recall natin yung topic na yon kasi lagi natin siyang gagamitin sa mga succeeding lessons natin. So in this radicals, we have 8 times 1, so that is 8. Now, bakit times 2? Bakit ako nag-times 2 dito? Kasi pag minultiply natin si square root of 2 times square root of 2, that is square root of 4. And square root of 4 is 2. Okay? So, in short, kapag meron kang ganito na same po sila, okay, automatic, ilalabas lang po natin yan, that is 2. Kasi square root of 2 times square root of 2, that is square root of 4. And square root of 4, that is 2. So, we now have 8 times 2. Therefore, your hypotenuse is 8 times 2, that is 16. So, therefore, this is 16. So, again, this formula is applicable for 45, 45, 90 triangle. Now, what if given yung hypotenuse and the leg is unknown? So, eto naman yung kabaliktaran. So, what if the hypotenuse is given and the leg is the unknown? So, for us to find the leg of a 45, 45, 90 triangle, you have to divide the hypotenuse, since yung hypotenuse yung given natin, divide natin siya by square root of 2. So, we have the leg. So, we have 5 square root of 2 divided by square root of 2. Now, since we cannot have radicals dito sa ating denominator, therefore, we will rationalize. So, by multiplying both the numerator and denominator by the square root of 2. So, kung ano yung nandito sa denominator mo, dun po natin siya i-multiply. So, we now have 5 times 2. So, kagaya ng in-explain ko kanina, this will become 2 kasi square root of 4 nito and square root of 4 is 2. And then this one also, so magiging 2 na rin po siya. Now, 5 times 2 is 10 divided by 2, that is 5. So, therefore, your leg, the length of your leg is 5. Now, since this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle, therefore, this leg is congruent to the length of this leg. Okay? So, therefore, this is also 5. Next. So, we have the leg, hypotenuse. Your hypotenuse is 10 divided by square root of 2. Since we cannot have this, multiply natin siya. So, by rationalizing, that is square root of 2 divided by square root of 2. So, we now have 10. Square root of 2 divided by this will become 2. And 10 divided by 2, that is 5. So, 5 square root of 2. So, therefore, the length of your leg is 5 square root of 2. Since this is congruent to this side, so this is also 5 square root of 2. Now, let's have the 30, 60, 90 triangle. So, ano ba itong 30, 60, 90 triangle theorem? So, in 30, 60, 90 triangle, the length of the hypotenuse is twice as long as the shorter leg. And the length of the longer leg is square root of 3 times as long as the shorter leg. So, ito yung in-explain ko kanina na dapat alam natin i-identify yung shorter leg po natin. So, lagi po yan opposite ng 30-degree angle if you have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So, tatandaan na para malaman mo o ma-identify mo yung shorter leg, it is always opposite the 30-degree angle. Okay? Why? Why do we need to identify the shorter leg? Kasi dito po naka-base ang pagkuha ng length ng hypotenuse and your longer leg. So, for us to find the hypotenuse, it is twice the shorter leg. And for us to find the longer leg, it is the shorter leg times square root of 3. So, itong dalawa na to, para mahanap natin, magbe-base po tayo sa shorter leg. So, you must know what side or what leg is shorter. So, yun muna ang dapat alam natin. Okay? So, para mahanap sa hypotenuse, let us represent the leg as x. So, for us to find the length of the hypotenuse, this is always twice the leg. So, since ni-represent natin ang leg as x, so 2x. And then for us to find the longer leg, the length of the longer leg, this is the shorter leg times square root of 3. So let us, what is the formula? We have hypotenuse is equal to 2 times the shorter leg. And then for us to find the longer leg, that is the shorter leg times square root of 3. So as you can see, naka-base si hypotenuse at si longer leg kay shorter leg. So dapat alam natin kung alin ang shorter leg. Now, what if vice versa? Ang given ay hypotenuse at hindi given ang shorter leg. So, shorter leg is equal to yung given hypotenuse divided by 2. Paano kung given ang longer leg at hindi given ang shorter leg? So, ganun din po. Para mahanap si shorter leg, yung given na longer leg divided by square root of 3. Okay? So, baliktad lang po, reverse. So, ito po yung mga gagamitin nating formula in finding the hypotenuse, the longer leg, and the shorter leg. Let's have an example. So, as you can see, we are asked to find the value of x and y, the length of your hypotenuse and your leg. So, yung leg natin dito, hindi natin alam kung shorter ba ito o longer leg. So, para mahanap natin, gamitin natin yung ating mga formula. So, we have, para mahanap natin itong hypotenuse, 2 times the shorter leg. Okay? Paano ko nalaman na ito yung shorter leg ko? Okay? Kasi po, ito po yung opposite ng 30-degree angle. So, ibig sabihin, this is your shorter leg. Ito yung longer. Now, para naman mahanap yung ating longer leg, that is shorter leg times square root of 3. So, we need to look for the hypotenuse and the longer leg. Para nga po mahanap natin o ma-identify natin yung shorter leg, you have to identify the 30-degree angle. Dapat alam mo yon, that because the shorter leg is always opposite the 30-degree angle. Now, let us solve for x. So, your x is the hypotenuse. So, that is 2 times the shorter leg. This is your shorter leg. That is 4. So, therefore, your hypotenuse is 8. Now, for us to find the longer leg, ito po yung longer leg natin, that is y, is equal to the shorter leg times, so 4 times square root of 3. Ita-times natin siya by square root of 3. So, therefore, your y, which is your longer leg, is 4 square root of 3. Next, so dito naman, paano natin malalaman what is the shorter leg? Since this is a 60-degree angle, automatic this is the 30-degree angle. Okay, so kung ito ang 30 degree, ito po yung shorter leg natin. Okay, so let us find the hypotenuse. So that is y. So y is 2 times the shorter leg. That is 2 square root of 3. So, times natin to, 2 times 2, that is 4 square root of 3. So, your y, which is your hypotenuse, is 4 square root of 3. And then, for us to find x, which is the longer leg. So, shorter leg, that is 2 square root of 3 times square root of 3. So, ita-times natin, your x is 2 times 1, this is 2. And then, ito, bakit naging 3 siya? Kasi pag minultiply natin square root of 3 times square root of 3, that is square root of 9. And square root of 9 is 3. So, kagaya lang po nung sinabi ko kanina sa square root of 2. So, lagi po tatandaan na kapag pareho yan, ilalabas na lang natin siya. So, that is 3. Okay? So, we have 2 times 2, and then yung nakuha natin dito na 3, so 2 times 3. Therefore, your x, which is your longer leg, is equal to 6. So, ito po ay 6. Okay? Next. So, dito, since given po yung 30-degree angle, alam na kagad natin that this is the shorter leg. Now, in this case, yung shorter leg mo hindi given. So, paano natin makukuha si longer leg? Ang given po natin ay hypotenuse. So, meron po tayong formula ng pagkuha ng shorter leg kapag hypotenuse ang given. Ito po yun. So, for us to find the length of your shorter leg, you must divide the hypotenuse by 2. So, your x, which is your shorter leg, Di-divide natin si hypotenuse, which is 14, divided by 2 is equal to 7. So, therefore, your x, which is your shorter leg, is equal to 7. Now, we can now find the length of your longer leg, which is y. So, your y is equal to, para mahanap natin ng longer leg, pong formula niyan, ita-times po natin si shorter leg, si 7, sa square root of 3. Okay, so ita-times natin siya by square root of 3. So, we have 7 square root of 3. So, this is 7 square root of 3. Now, let us find the missing length of the indicated variable. So, I have here a triangle. So, as you can see, meron tayong dalawang triangles. Now, this is an isosceles. Okay, paano natin malalaman kung 30, 60, 90 o 45, 45, 90 to? So, since isosceles ito at given yung isang angle mo, automatic this is also 60. So, kung given yung 60 degree angle, then therefore this is 30 and this is also 30. Okay? So, 60, 60, so ibig sabihin 30 to kasi complementary angles yan. This is also 30. Now, so we can now say that this triangle is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So, ang pinapahanap sa atin is x, which is the, paano natin malalaman, ano ba to, longer leg, shorter leg. Since this is 60 and this is 30, 30 rin to. So, kung ito yung 30, yung opposite niya, shorter leg. So, itong x natin, this is a shorter leg. But, how are we going to find the hypotenuse, itong y natin, kung hindi given yung shorter leg? Ang given po natin dito is your longer leg. So, ang hahanapin natin is the shorter leg first para makuha natin sa hypotenuse. So, for us to find the shorter leg, since given yung longer leg natin, i-divide natin si longer leg by square root of 3. So, we have x, which is your shorter leg, is equal to 24, your longer leg, divided by square root of 3, times, rationalize natin, so that is square root of 3 and square root of 3. So, 24 square root of 3, ito po ay magiging 3. So, 24 divide 3, this is 8. So, 8 square root of 3. So, therefore, the length of your shorter leg is 8 square root of 3. Now, so kung ito po ay 8 square root of 3, ibig sabihin ito rin ay 8 square root of 3. Kasi isosceles yan. So, ibig sabihin, equal yan, itong segment natin. So, 8 is square root of 3 din po ito. Now, makukuha na natin itong y natin, yung hypotenuse mo. So, for us to find the hypotenuse, twice the shorter leg. Since ito po, nakuha na natin yung shorter leg, your y is equal to 2 times 8 square root of 3. So, 2 times 8, that is 16 square root of 3. So, therefore, this is 16 square root of 3. Next. So, in this figure, we have here 4 sides that are congruent. So, kung 4 sides congruent ito, para makuha natin si x at y, tingnan natin. Kung congruent ang 4 sides, ibig sabihin pare-pareho ng sukat yan. Okay? So, makukuha mo na kagad si x. Your x is equal to 26. Okay? Hindi na kailangan isolve yan. Since we have the markings that they are congruent and given ng side natin, ibig sabihin 26 yung x natin. Now, paano natin makukuha si y? Your y here is the hypotenuse. So, anong gagamitin natin dito? Is it, ano ba tong klase ng triangle? Is it a 30, 60, 90 or 45, 45, 90? So, paano natin malalaman? Since meron siyang symbol, meron siyang markings na congruent ito, therefore, this is an isosceles triangle. So, ito, kung congruent tong dalawang sides, ibig sabihin yung angle na opposite nila ay congruent din. So, kung congruent ito, itong dalawang angles na opposite nila, ibig sabihin 45, 45 yan. Okay? So, kung 45, 45, ang gagamitin natin ay yung formula ng hypotenuse na leg times square root of 2. So, kapag hypotenuse po, para mahanap ang hypotenuse ng 45, 45, 90, leg times square root of 2 po yon. Pero kapag hypotenuse po yan ng 30, 60, 90, that is twice the leg. Okay, magkaiba po ng formula yan. So, your hypotenuse, which is y, is equal to your leg, 26, times square root of 2. So, since hindi na natin ito masisimplify, then that is 26 square root of 2 is your hypotenuse. Now, paano kung halimbawa tinanong ang perimeter? Makukuha mo ba ang perimeter? So, para makuha ang perimeter, since all the sides are congruent, so ibig sabihin lahat yan equal. So, 26, 26 lahat yan. So, for us to find the perimeter of this figure, you have to multiply the side, the measure of the side, times 4. So, that is 4 times 26. That is 104 units. Next. So, I have here two triangles. So, you are asked to find the measure of x. Now, para makuha natin si x, this is a hypotenuse since given yung angle dito na 45, ibig sabihin 45 to. So, ang gagamitin natin na formula ng hypotenuse is yung sa 45, 45, 90, which is the leg times square root of 2. Anong i-multiply natin sa square root of 2 kung hindi given yung leg? So, we need to find the measure of this leg. So, para makuha itong leg natin, the longer leg, since this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, so ito namang triangle na to ay 30, 60, 90. So, gagamitin natin yung formula ng longer leg ng 30, 60, 90 triangle, which is the shorter leg times square root of 3. Paano natin makukuha? Hindi rin given yung shorter leg. So, since ang given lang po natin ay hypotenuse, ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin natin is the shorter leg is equal to the hypotenuse over 2. Why? Kasi we need to find the length of your shorter leg para makuha mo to. So, ano yan kumbaga prerequisite. So, kailangan makuha mo muna to para makuha mo to. Kailangan makuha mo to para makuha mo yan, yung x. Okay? So, in this case, isa lang yung variable natin, pero ang dami mong hahanapin. So, since hindi given ang shorter leg, paano natin siya hanapin? So, we will be using the hypotenuse over 2 since hypotenuse po ang ating given. So, i-divide natin si hypotenuse, which is 7 square root of 2 divided by 2. So, we have, since hindi na to pwedeng i-simplify, therefore, your shorter leg is 7 square root of 2 over 2. Now, nakuha na natin ito. Makukuha na po natin yung longer leg natin. So, the longer leg is the shorter leg times square root of 3. So, longer leg is equal to the shorter leg, which is 7 square root of 2 over 2 times square root of 3. So, i-times natin siya. We have 7 square root of 6 because 2 times 3 is 6 over 2. Now, pwede pa ba natin to i-simplify? Hindi na po. So, therefore, this is your longer leg is 7 square root of 6 over 2. Makukuha na natin ngayon yung hypotenuse. So, ang gagamitin po nating formula ng hypotenuse ay yung sa 45, 45, 90 triangle. That is leg times square root of 2. So, your leg is 7 square root of 6 over 2 times square root of 2. So, we have 7 square root of 6 times 2 is 12. So, 7 square root of 12 over 2. Now, since 12 is not a perfect square, pero we can have factors of 12 where one of the factors is a perfect square. So, ano po yung mga factors ng 12? So, we have 4 times 3. So, we can have this. And then, yung 4 natin is a perfect square. So, square root of 4 is 2. So, ilalabas natin siya ngayon. So, we can now have 7 times 2, root of 3 over 2. Now, 7 times 2 is 14. 14 divided by 2, that is 7 square root of 3. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell para updated kayo for more video tutorials. This is your guide in learning your math lessons, your Wow Math channel.